Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David and in this video I'm going to show you the second expansion for Heat Tunnel Vision. We're going to race in my country, the Netherlands, and we're going to race in Spain. This will introduce tunnels, of course. We will have chicanes, so 2 corners in a row. And there's a new catch-up mechanism that gives you the chance to catch up with your opponents if you're just a few spaces behind them. And of course we have a new player edition, so if you're also having the previous expansion you can now play up to 8 players. If you skipped the Heavy Rain expansion, then with this expansion you can play it up to 7 players. So let's see what's inside this expansion. So for starters, the new player, that will be the purple player. So a dashboard, car, gear pawn, his basic set of cards and some additional heat and stress cards. For new event cards, playing you the 1965 season, starting with Great Britain, then to USA, Spain and finishing in the Netherlands, and also 2 new track cards. Then we have 7 new sponsor cards having the catch-up mechanism I will explain to you in a minute. So these are all the same cards. And we have 6 new front wings also with the catch-up mechanism. And you will get each front wing twice, so these are the advanced upgrade cards. But first let's have a look at the 2 new tracks. Starting off with the Netherlands, it's a very short track, only 55 spaces, so we're gonna go around the track 3 times. Nothing special over here, but on this side of the track we have the chicanes. You can recognize them because they have blue curbstones. And this means there are 2 consecutive corners with the same speed limit and 1 or more spaces between them. And these are also be found on the map of Spain. The track of España, Spain, is big, 109 spaces, and that's why we're only going to run 1 single lap, but it's a very long lap. Also chicanes over here, but as you see also the dark spaces, those are the tunnels. If you're not playing with the weather and road conditions from the Heavy Rain expansion, you simply treat the chicane as a normal corner. But if you're playing with that module, you do only 1 road condition, and that is for the entire chicane. And if it has the sector symbol, it modifies the sector after the chicane, so not in the chicane itself. Then we see at the diamond track some black stripes, chevrons. On the Dutch map it also has some that have 2 of those, so 2 chevrons. If a legend starts its turn on a space with 1 or more chevrons above the diamond on the track, it can cross 1 extra corner line per chevron this round. So the legendary drivers can even go faster through those corners. And then we have the tunnels, the dark spaces. You're getting entry in a tunnel and then hopefully you will exit the tunnel further on. As long as your car is inside of the tunnel, you are not allowed to discard any cards from your hand. So you can put heat back into your engine because you're not discarding the card, but you're putting it back in the engine. And also you can still use the scrap action because then you're discarding a card from your draw pile and not from your hand. But you're not allowed to discard any cards from your hand. Even if you have some cards or events that say that you can, when inside the tunnel you cannot discard any cards from your hand. And then finally we have the new draft mechanism. The draft symbol is the purple car with values 1 up to even 3. After your movement you can move additional spaces up to the value of this purple symbol, but there are 2 conditions. 1. The spaces you crossed must be completely empty. There may be no other drivers in these spaces. And also you need to finish your turn behind another car in either one of the 2 spaces in front of you. It's kind of like a DRS you use to catch up to the player in front of you. These draft moves do not count towards your speed, and after this you can still use your slipstream, of course. And you can even combine those numbers. If you have 3 all together, you can use them together to move 3 spaces. And if this is the finish line, because drafting is not slipstreaming, you are allowed to draft yourself over the finish line. That is what drafting is, some additional movement for you if the spaces in front of you are empty. And you can make it to the back of a car in front of you in either one of the 2 spaces in front. And that is Heat Tunnel Vision, the second expansion for Heat Pedal to the Metal. 2 new tracks, 1 very long track, and on the other side the Dutch track, it is very short. We have chicanes, 2 corners of the same speed right after each other, which is mostly interesting if you're playing against the legendary drivers. We have the tunnels. You cannot discard any cards from your hand as long as you're inside the tunnel. There's the draft symbol that makes it easier to catch up with players in front of you if there are some spaces between you. And we're adding an additional player to the game. If you have any questions about this expansion or Heat Pedal to the Metal in general, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. My name is David, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.